Hello, bankers. A very good evening to all of you. Welcome back. So, welcome to JIB's Heavy Prep. So, guys, in this particular session, we are going to discuss our unit number 27. Capital. Basically, it is all about capital adequacy and Basel norms, right? So, this unit is around. Sorry, 27 team. So, which is all about capital adequacy Basel norms, and the topic is around three pillars of Basel norms, right? So very important unit and bit lengthy one also, right? So we have to discuss and decode all the three pillars in detail, and you'll see number of questions based on this particular one. Okay? Though your module B is going to help you to make your understanding, but in this particular session they have added content in detail. ठीक है? तो तीनों pillars को आपका काफी ज्यादा डिटेल में explain किया गया है. So for that sake will be requiring 2 session to cover this entire module. ठीक है? तो 2 session के थ्रू हम लोग आपका पूरे जो सारे सब टॉपिक्स हैं स्पेशली जो आपके बुक के अंदर दिए गए हैं उन सबको आपका डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. ठीक है? सो यूनिट नंबर 27 which include basic introduction to capital adequacy requirements, scope of applications. Then we have pillar 1, pillar 2 and pillar 3. ठीक है? So these are the three pillars of Basel. Basel during the Basel 2 we introduce these three pillars, and even they are part of Basel 3 also. ठीक है? सो बेसल 3 के अंदर आपका इनको और ज़्यादा स्ट्रेंथ प्रोवाइड किया गया. एंड पिलर 1 विच इज ऑल अबाउट दी कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट्स, ठीक है, मिनिमम कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट. पिलर 2 which is all about the supervisory review process where we have 4 principle, and यहाँ पे आपको capital का bifurcation मिलेगा, tier 1, tier 2 and tier 3 capital, the entire capital base of the bank. And the third one is market discipline, which include disclosure on liquidity or the other one also, right? So for that sake we have 5 principles. तो ये सारी चीजें जिनको हम लोग आपका वन बाय वन डिटेल में डिस्कस करेंगे, एंड we'll be discussing this entire topic in 2 parts, right? So we will start with very basic one. ठीक है, इंट्रो आपको बेसिक से चीजों को लेके चलेंगे, देन we'll be coming toward the pillars of Basel. ठीक है? So what is the primary reason for establishment of Basel Committee on Banking Supervision? I hope you guys remember this particular one. ठीक है? So 1974, there was one bank called Hersted Bank here, and there are numerous bank who generally issued DOS mark regarding that particular bank. ठीक है? Hersted risk आपका वहीं से निकल के आता है. ठीक है? It is about the, it is also known as settlement risk. ठीक है? So जो Hersted Bank था आपका फ्रैंकफर्ट जर्मनी से, बेसिकली दे हैव टू मेक पेमेंट्स इन डॉलर्स, बट उस समय आपका जो सेटलमेंट लाइक जैसे फॉरेक्स का जो सेटलमेंट होता है, तो उसमें कई बार क्या होता है कि सेटलमेंट डिलेज की वजह से आपका, ठीक है, लाइक टुडे इटसेल्फ वी हैव T+2 फॉर स्पॉट, एंड फॉरवर्ड आपका फ्यूचर डेट में सेटल होते हैं. ठीक है? सो कहीं ना कहीं हर्स्टेड बैंक हु जनरली फेस सम सॉर्ट ऑफ liquidation, or like at a time they have to make the payments, German regulators, they generally liquidate that particular bank here. So there was a delays in payments and all. ठीक है? तो जिसकी वजह से number of banks they generally issued a mark regarding that particular one. ठीक है? So वहां से then we approach BIS, Bank for International Settlement, and BIS form a 5 different committees to study and to analyze the similar issues, and jointly these 5 groups are generally known as BCBS, ठीक है, Basel Committee on Banking Supervision. ठीक है? So what is the objective of this particular one? To strengthen regulation, supervision and risk management of banks globally. That was the primary objective. Okay? So Basel Committee was formed to address banking regulation and risk after financial crisis, such as collapse of Bank Hersted in 1974. It provides guidelines to ensure financial stability through capital adequacy norms and risk management principles. So now let's discuss this particular one in detail. So on 26th of June 1974, a number of banks had released DOS marks to Bank Hersted in Frankfurt, Germany, in exchange for dollar payment that were to be delivered in New York. Due to differences in time zone, where there was a lag in dollar payments, to counterparty banks, during which Bank Hersted was liquidated by German regulators before the dollar payments could be effected. ठीक है, तो ये एक ऐसा इशू आया, तो उसको समझते हुए we approaches BIS, one of the oldest financial institution in the world. So जिसने आपका they generally form like 5 different committees, ठीक है, like policy development group, supervision and implementation group, Basel consultative group, micro prudential supervision groups, and accounting expert group. Okay, so these are the 5 core groups which are generally part of BCBS, and we have number of task forces and subgroups under these particular groups. ठीक है, तो ये jointly मिलके आपका बनाते हैं BCBS को. So 5 committee groups report directly to BCBS chairman and form part of permanent internal structure. Within each group, within each group are working groups which support specific technical work, and task forces which undertake specific task for a limited time. Okay? So like to study that particular area or specific area, like issues like global financial crisis 7-8, or the issue like COVID-19 pandemic. So what can be the major challenges which our bank may face in near future? क्या क्या challenges हमारे पास आ सकते हैं, ठीक है? And what will be the best action to combat those particular challenges, or to mitigate the risk, or to minimize the risk. तो ये analysis आपका जो BCBS के द्वारा provide किया जाता है. So BCBS they have released their guidelines, ठीक है, time to time, ठीक है, जिसमें से 3 guidelines आपका 3 set of guidelines, they are generally known as BCBS Basel 1, Basel 2 and Basel 3. So for the very first time they released their guidelines in 1988. So they are generally called Basel 1, then 2004 Basel 2, and then 2010 Basel 3. Okay? So let's have a look around Basel 1. So if you talk about the Basel 1, it is all about the it was centered on capital adequacy, if banking supervision, then capital requirement for credit and market risk. Basically market risk we included in 1996 amendments. I hope you remember this. So credit risk was part of the at the time of when we released these guidelines in 1988, but market risk we generally added with the amendments of 1996 in Basel 1 itself, right? So capital requirement for this, then we have setting capital requirement, one method only, that was CAR, and that was 8%. Okay? And India also adopted with 8% with the recommendation of Narsimham Committee 1, 1992, and with Narsimham Committee 2, which is 1998, we increase our CAR or CRAR to 9%. Okay? So earlier it was 1%, 8% only. Okay? Risk weight and height of the capital requirement for a credit dependent on client type and independent from the endured risk. Risk measurement tool by market risk only. So then we have administration cost and motivation to the risk management quality. So it was low, and bank are not motivated with this one. Basel 2, this came in 1988. Basel 2, which came in 2004. So there was 3 pillars of banking supervision. One is like Basel 2 is basically a reformed and refined version of Basel 1. ठीक है, जो चीजें Basel 1 में थी उनको तो रखा ही गया और इम्प्रूव किया गया और कुछ नई चीजें आपकी आई. And all the guidelines are categorized under 3 different pillars. Pillar 1 is a minimum capital requirement. Pillar 2 was your supervisory review process, and third one was market discipline, right? So we added credit, market and operational risk also. Okay, so we have multiple methods depending on riskness of clients or the portfolios. Market risk, credit risk and operational risk, they get included in this particular one, and we do have different methods to calculate this particular one. It is high cost for the bank. Bank are motivated to risk management quality. They can reach for a lower capital requirements. Then Basel 3 2010, which was a reformed and refined version of Basel 1, Basel 2. So Basel 3 की अगर आप बात करते हैं, gradual, now if you study these particular one, what we generally did, वी हैव सेम 3 पिलर्स बट वी इंक्रीज द कैपेसिटी, ठीक है, जो रिस्क बेयरिंग कैपेसिटी है दैट वी जनरली इंक्रीज बाय सर्टेन एक्सटेंट, ठीक है। तो जैसे आपका स्ट्रेंथनिंग फाइनेंशियल स्टेबिलिटी एंड रेसिलियंस, मिनिमम कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट्स आपका जो इसमें भी था, ठीक है, लिक्विडिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स, कैपिटल बफर, further development, risk weight asset approach team. Then we have continued recognition with refinement in calculating capital and operational risk, focused on extended to overall bank resilience and risk management, maintain transparency focus, but introduce additional measure for capital buffer and liquidity team. Introduce multiple capital buffer, including capital conversion buffer (CCB) team, and then we have counter-cyclical buffers, आपका systematically important banks and all, ठीक है. Introduce liquidity coverage ratio (LCR) and NSFR, ठीक है, net stable funding ratio. Introduce leverage ratio to prevent excessive borrowings, ठीक है. So there are few new things which we generally introduce time to time, or even there are some sort of principles like post the analysis of this global financial crisis. So in September 2008 onwards, we come up with the liquidity principles, 13 principles, or even to manage the operational risk, there are 11 principles. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे एड ऑन जिसमें कुछ नए टूल आपका ऐड किए गए, एडिशनल लाइन ऑफ kind of we can say additional आपके जो ratios maintain करने के लिए, earlier it was only CAR, now we have CCB of 2.5%, so that's why we have to as a bank we have to maintain 11.50% of capital buffers. Okay, so apart from that there was counter cyclical buffer. In your good time we will save more for our bad time, okay. So these are some kind of additional line apart from your core CAR things, okay. If something happened bad in the market, first these जो आपके outliners हैं, they'll get breached. Till that time we'll get time to come out with that particular problem and we'll come up with some suitable solutions, ठीक है. To manage the ultra short term liquidity requirements, we come up with LCR, ठीक है, high quality liquid assets. I hope you remember that one, ठीक है. And NSFR to manage the stable sources of funds and all. And there was leverage ratio, especially while we make our position in derivatives, तो कैसे आपका होगा and what will be the buffer for that particular one. So these all get introduced in Basel 3 आपका, ठीक है. तो Basel 1, Basel 2 and Basel 3. I'll share this particular one, ठीक है. So this is a kind of reading things which we have discussed. I took it from RBI website, ठीक है. तो ये आपका एक comparison है, जैसे आपका पिलर 1, पिलर 2 एंड पिलर 3, ठीक है. सो पिलर 1 इज ऑल अबाउट योर आपका कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट, पिलर 2 इज अबाउट योर, पिलर 2 स्टार्ट फ्रॉम हियर, ठीक है. So pillar 2 is all about your supervisory review process where we have 4 principles that we will discuss in this particular class itself. Then a market discipline that we are going to discuss in our coming session, or some portion we will discuss in this particular one only. So these are some areas which generally part of this particular one. So आपका to protect or to prevent bank from any kind of financial or stressful situation. So let's practice some question based on this. Which of the following is not one of the 3 pillars? This is a very basic question. So liquidity risk coverage will be right answer. So we have only 3 pillars. So our minimum capital requirements, define how much capital bank must hold against risk. Supervisory review process, ensure bank evaluate their capital adequacy and risk management. And we have 4 principles, and it is also guided to supervisors or the regulators of that particular country, how they'll monitor the position of the bank. If any bank let's say if any bank fall below the minimum requirement, so what will be the suitable action? And the market discipline is something enhance transparency through public disclosure, on the liquidity position and other tools. ठीक है. तो जैसे वेबसाइट पे आपको अपनी बैलेंस शीट पब्लिश करनी होती है, और you have to submit, there are 7 type of report which you have to submit with RBI, 5 different liquidity reports and others, they generally comes under this one. ठीक है. So first if you talk about the minimum capital requirement, So it is a constituent of capital, how you will form your capital. Capital for credit risk, credit capital for market risk. Then we have capital for operational risk. Capital for credit risk, where we can use a standardized approach or IRB. IRB, we have foundation and advanced approach, right? Then capital for market risk, we have standardized approach and internal model, internal model base. So capital for market risk, which standardized approach have two approaches, maturity and duration. Capital for operational risk, which include three major method: basic indicator approach, standardized approach and advanced measurement approach. ठीक है, we have discussed these particular one in our past also. ठीक है, तो हमने past sessions में बहुत बार इनको आपका डिस्कस भी किया हुआ है. ठीक है, तो वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस दीज पर्टिकुलर वन इन डिटेल, बिकॉज जितना ज्यादा आप प्रैक्टिस करोगे उतनी ज्यादा आपकी एक्सपर्टीज बिल्ड होगी. ठीक है, चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं आपका प्रैक्टिस को. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट बेस्ट डिस्क्राइब द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ बेसल 3 फ्रेमवर्क्स? So to impose strict and uniform capital requirement to strengthen the soundness and stability of banking system by improving risk management practices and capital allocation. So this option is right if you talk about the Basel 3. Okay. So Basel 3 framework was designed to revise the 1988 Accords and enhance banking system stability. It emphasizes the stronger risk management, greater use of risk assessment and capital allocation for operational risk, unlike the other one. Okay? So these were the three pillars and all. Okay? Now, according to Basel 3, how does the revised framework incentivize bank to enhance their internal risk management capabilities? Okay? So by mandating bank to allocate a fixed percentage of capital for all risk categories, regardless of internal assessment, no. See, यहाँ तक सही है, but this statement is wrong. ठीक है. So with internal risk assessment, they can use their internal assessment also. ठीक है. By allowing bank to gain capital reduction if they improve risk management and increase transparency in risk disclosure. Okay, this seems fine. By imposing penalties on banks that fail to lend aggressively, maximize shareholders' return. No, that's disclosure bank. By discouraging bank from using internal risk. No, internal risk models are suggested in this one. Okay, so option B, which is the best fit for this particular one. Okay, so Basel 3 encourages bank to disclose more risk information and enhance risk management process. By improving internal risk assessment model and risk control, bank can achieve a reduction in capital requirements, making lending more efficient and increasing returns also. Okay, so I have given why other options are wrong in explanation part also. Okay, so while you go through the PPT or the explanation part, please go through these particular one also. Okay, मैं इनको बार बार इसलिए डिस्कस नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि they have a kind of similar set of thoughts, but if you get confused with any option, so you can check from these particular one also, right? Which of the following correctly paired capital requirements by capital requirement type, which is an appropriate risk calculation method under Basel 3? Now tell me. Okay, we have discussed this particular one with that screenshot twice. Okay. So credit risk आपका we can use IRB, पहला is correct. ठीक है. Market risk आपका basic indicator approach, no, it is for आपका basic indicator approach for operational risk. ठीक है, this is wrong. Operational risk आपका so that means this is the operational risk. ठीक है. Maturity method and duration, these are applied to your आपका duration. ठीक है, so credit which we have this one. ठीक है, so only option correct is option A. ठीक है, तो एक चार्ट हमने देखा था ना, I'll check that soon. ठीक है, so option A is correct. IRB approach is generally used for credit risk under Basel 3 with two subcategories. One is foundation, another one is advanced. ठीक है, B was incorrect. Basic indicator approach used for operational risk. ठीक है, and maturity method used for market and duration is also used for market risk. ठीक है, so एक चार्ट हमने देखा था, उसमें ये सारे आपके थे. I'll just show you. ठीक है, दिस वन, ठीक है। तो आपका अगर हम लोग बात करें, सॉरी, if you talk about the credit risk, ठीक है, so credit risk we have standard approach and IRB. IRB we have foundation and advanced team. Capital risk for market risk team, capital charge for market risk, standardized method, maturity and duration, and the internal model of the bank, ठीक है। Capital for operational risk आपका BIA, ठीक है, बेसिक इंडिकेटर अप्रोच एंड स्टैंडर्डाइज अप्रोच एंड एडवांस मेजरमेंट अप्रोच, ठीक है, AMA जिसको हम लोग आपका बोलते हैं, ठीक है। सो न्यू एडवांस मेजरमेंट विच इज लाइक विच बिकम इफेक्टिव फ्रॉम 2023 इटसेल्फ, ठीक है, जो हमने पास्ट में भी आपका डिस्कस किया था, ठीक है। चलो, सो नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन गाइस, under Basel 3 pillar 2 means supervisory review process. Which of the following risk is not explicitly covered under the regulatory capital adequacy ratio CRAR, ठीक है, बट स्टिल नीड एडिशनल कैपिटल कंसिडरेशन? तो कौन सा नहीं आएगा? CAR में किस में होता है? CAR लिंक विद द रिस्क वेट एसेट एंड इट इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू लिक्विडिटी रिस्क, ठीक है। तो लिक्विडिटी रिस्क आपका, ठीक है, सो ऑप्शन बी मस्ट बी राइट आंसर फॉर दिस पर्टिकुलर वन, ठीक है। सो लिक्विडिटी रिस्क इज नॉट एक्सप्लिसिटली कवर्ड अंडर द रेगुलेटरी कैपिटल एडिक्वेसी ratios CAR or CRAR, but included in Basel 3 pillar 2 supervisory review processes itself. Okay, next one. Which of the following is not a key principle under pillar 2 of Basel 3? Which of the following is not a key principle under pillar 2? Pillar 2 means आपका supervisory review process. Okay, हाँ. So as I said कि we have 4 principle. अब उन 4 principle में से कौन सा नहीं है, ठीक है। वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, वी विल बी डिस्कसिंग दिस पर्टिकुलर वन इन डिटेल, ठीक है। तो आप क्या है आपका, बैंक मस्ट असेस देयर कैपिटल एडिक्वेसी एंड मेंटेन एप्रोप्रिएट लेवल, इट इज पार्ट ऑफ द प्रिंसिपल्स, ठीक है। सुपरवाइजर मस्ट एंश्योर बैंक कंप्लाई विद द रेगुलेटरी कैपिटल रेशियोज, ठीक है। तो जो CAR है, लाइक फर्स्ट वन इज अबाउट कि दे हैव टू मेंटेन CAR टू देयर आपका रिस्क वेट एसेट के अगेंस्ट में, कैपिटल चार्ज। देन जो भी लेवल है, लाइक लेट्स से इन केस ऑफ इंडिया इट इज आपका 11.50%, ठीक है, इंक्लूडिंग CCB, या CRAR इज 9%। तो बैंक आर मेंटेनिंग दोस पर्टिकुलर वन एंड नॉट, तो दैट इज द रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ सुपरवाइजर्स और RBI, ठीक है। इन केस ऑफ इंडिया, बैंक मस्ट डिस्क्लोज ऑल फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजेक्शन पब्लिकली, नो दिस इज रॉन्ग, ठीक है। आपको सारी ट्रांजेक्शन्स को दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, ठीक है। यू हैव टू पब्लिश योर फाइनल रिपोर्ट्स और लिक्विडिटी रिपोर्ट्स एज पर दी एज लाइक विद डायरेक्शन ऑफ RBI इटसेल्फ, ठीक है। तो जो रिपोर्ट्स आपको बोली गई वही आपका, ठीक है। सुपरवाइजर मस्ट इंटरवेंस if capital fall below the required level, तो if any bank is not maintaining adequate capital adequacy, ठीक है, जो भी आपके requirements हैं आपका, ठीक है, like 9% या 11.5%, so obviously RBI will interface in that particular case and they'll take the action, ठीक है। So option C will be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है। So pillar 2 supervisory review process focus on capital adequacy assessment, regulatory compliances, supervisory intervention, and ensuring bank maintain required capital level. So these are the 4 principles. ठीक है, now let's have a look in detail also. Okay, that is missing, that will come. ठीक है, तो हमने चारों उनको आपका रखा हुआ है, I don't know वो कहाँ पे मिस हुआ, but it will come, हाँ, ठीक है। all the 4 principle we are going to discuss in detail, ठीक है। Under Basel 3, which of the following approach is not classified under capital charge for operational risk, ठीक है। तो ये आसान है, IBA is part of operational, ठीक है। Standards आपका standardized approach is also part of this one, ठीक है। IRB is not part of this, it is for credit risk, ठीक है। It is generally used for the credit, ठीक है, credit risk आपका आएगा, ठीक है। Advanced measurement AMA is also part of this, ठीक है। So option C will be sorry. Option C will be right answer for this one. IRB is related to capital charge for credit risk, not for operational risk. Under Basel 3, operational risk is managed using basic indicator approach, standardized approach, and advanced measurement approach. These are the 3 approaches which we have discussed in that particular one also, right? Next one. According to Basel 3, which of the following statement about tier 1 tier 2 and tier 3 capital are correct? So is correct. सो इट इज टीयर 1, टीयर 2, टीयर 3 इक्वल टू कैपिटल बेस ऑफ द बैंक, ठीक है। टीयर 1 is your core capital, tier 2 and tier 3 are calculated based on, or bank they generally manage tier 2 and tier 3 based on their capital, tier 1 capital, ठीक है। तो core capital है आपका tier 1, वहीं से आपका कैलकुलेशन होगा, या tier 2 और tier 3 कितना होगा, that will be totally depend on your tier 1 capital or core capital, ठीक है। So tier 1 capital consists mainly subordinated debt, no it is tier 2 capital, this is wrong, ठीक है। Tier 2 capital can be more than tier 1 capital, ठीक है। Tier 2 capital can be more than tier 1 capital, tier 1% is 100%, ठीक है। Tier 3 capital primary, it is wrong आपका, because tier 2 capital is 100% of that particular one, it cannot exceed that one, ठीक है। Tier 3 capital is primarily for covering credit risk, no it is tier 1 capital, ठीक है। Tier 3 is generally for the एक्सपोजर्स, आपका जो मार्केट एक्सपोजर्स होते हैं उनके लिए हम इसको आपका यूज कर रहे होते हैं, ठीक है। टीयर 3 कैपिटल इज लिमिटेड टू 250% of tier 1 capital requirement of market risk, yes 100% true, so option D should be right answer for this particular one, ठीक है। So tier 1 capital, core capital include common equity, आपका disclosed reserve forming the primary financial cuisine, ठीक है। Tier 2 is supplementary, ठीक है, include subordinated debt, loan loss reserve, however cannot exceed 100% of tier 1 capital, ठीक है, clear cut आपका है, ठीक है। Tier 3 capital, it can be 250% of your tier 1 capital, ठीक है, was introduced in Basel II for covering market risk and include the cap of 250% of tier 1 capital, ठीक है। तो इस तरीके से इनको थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना, because while we'll solve the numericals, ठीक है, कुछ numericals में आपको आपका इसी के साथ करूंगा, बट वी विल हैव अ डेडिकेटेड सेशन ऑन केस स्टडीज ऑल्सो, तो वहां पे भी, क्योंकि अभी आप इनको पढ़ रहे हैं रेफरेंसेस में थोड़ा सा याद रहेगा, बट वंस जब आपके पास ये रेफरेंसेस नहीं होंगे यू मे फेस सम सॉर्ट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम, तो प्रैक्टिस से आपको थोड़ा सा हेल्प आएगी, ठीक है। सो मिनिमम कैपिटल रिक्वायरमेंट, दैट मीन्स टीयर 1, थोड़ा सा इसको और डिस्कस कर लेते हैं। कैपिटल बेस इज अ कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ टीयर 1, टीयर 2 एंड टीयर 3 कैपिटल here. The sum of tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 elements will be eligible for inclusion in capital base subject to the following limits. Tier 2 capital, which is known as supplementary elements, that is limited to maximum of tier 1 maximum 100% of tier 1 capital elements, same अगर आपका tier 1 is like let's say 100 crores, so it can be 100 crores or less than that, ठीक है। दूसरा आपका subordinated debt आपका, which is your tier 2 capital, ठीक है, sorry tier 1 tier 2 capital elements आपका, ठीक है। so subordinated debt, secondary debt इसको हम लोग बोलते हैं, ठीक है, which get secondary preference at the time of liquidation, ठीक है, over the primary debt. So will be limited to a maximum of 50% of tier 1 element, means आपका जो tier 2 capital होगा उसमें subordinated debt can be maximum 50% of your tier 1 capital. जैसे let's say there is a bank whose tier 1 capital is 100 crores and their tier 2 capital can be आपका less than equal to 100%, ठीक है, less than equal to 100 crores, ठीक है। तो आपका ये, अब इसमें से subordinated debt can be less than equal to 50 crores, इससे ज्यादा ये आपका नहीं हो सकता, ठीक है। Tier 3 capital will be limited to 250% of the bank tier 1 capital that required to support the market risk, ठीक है, जिसका इंक्लूजन आपका बेसल 2 के अंदर किया गया, ठीक है। इसके अलावा आपका जनरल प्रोविजन लॉस रिजर्व रेशियो include amount reflecting lower valuation of asset and asset revaluation reserve, which take the form of latent gain on unrealized securities, will be subject to discount of 55%. These are some additional guidelines toward your capital requirements. Next one, guys. Under Basel III, which of the following instrument qualifies additional tier 1 or AT1 capital? So AT1 capital किस में आएगा आपका? Perpetual bonds, ठीक है, unsecured perpetual bonds with discretionary coupon payments, ठीक है, redeemable subordinated debt with a fixed maturity 10 years, preferred equity no, senior secured no, ठीक है, ये दो नहीं होंगे। ए और बी में से इट शुड बी आपका ऑप्शन ए, परपेचुअल बॉन्ड्स आर पार्ट ऑफ 81, ठीक है, क्योंकि they have an option. I'll go with this. So perpetual bonds are basically these are bonds with no maturity. ठीक है, perpetual bonds क्या होते हैं? These are bonds with no maturity. Usually we have a maturity date for bonds, but यहाँ पे ये क्या होता है? Prep. ये kind of equity की तरह है, but the difference is equity के case में there is no fixed return, but in this case you will get a fixed rate of return, right? So now here we have a option also कि like at that like अगर बैंक is facing some sort of issues, ठीक है, आप डिपॉजिटर का पैसा देने के लिए आपके पास पैसा नहीं है, so they जो lenders हैं they can convert it into equity and all, so they have that particular right, so that's why option A should be right answer for this one. ठीक है, so Basel 3 defined additional tier which is AT1 capital as first one is perpetual, no maturity date. Discretionary coupon payments, bank can choose not to pay. A loss observing can be written down or covered, converted into equity during the financial distress. So that's why these are generally part of your additional tier 1 capital, right? Next one, they are helping bank to build their loss observing capacity. Okay? What is the primary focus of principle 1 under pillar 2 of Basel 3? Pillar 2 means supervisory review process. ठीक है? Now we officially enter into the pillar 2. तो अभी हमने pillar 1 का discussion किया है, ठीक है? कुछ क्वेश्चन पिलर 2 के ऊपर भी था, बट हाँ मैक्सिमम डिस्कशन वाज अराउंड द पिलर 1. ठीक है, सो नाउ पिलर 2 व्हिच इज योर आपका सुपरवाइजरी रिव्यू प्रोसेस, एसआरपी प्रोसेस इट इज नोन एज. ठीक है, सो पिलर 1 आपका प्रिंसिपल 1, सो वी हैव 4 प्रिंसिपल्स. ठीक है, तो जिसमें आपका ensuring bank hold a capital above the regulatory minimum level, requiring supervisor to intervene capital level fall, this is 3. Encouraging bank to assess their capital and maintain this. Okay, see, this is principle 1, this is your principle 2, and this is your principle 3. Expanding market disclosure and transparency, this is not part of this one, I guess. This is not part of this one, this is part of the market discipline. So option C should be right answer for this one. Okay, so pillar 1 state that banks should have a process for assessing their overall capital adequacy in relation to their risk profile and should also have a strategy for maintaining their capital level. Okay? So now we'll discuss all the 4 pillars, 4 principles of pillar 2, which is supervisory review process. Principle 1, very important one. Bank should have a process for assessing their overall capital adequacy in relation to their risk profile and strategy for maintaining their capital level, which we have discussed. Pillar 2, supervisor. So basically this principle belongs to bank. ठीक है, इस principle को fulfill करने की responsibility belongs to bank. This is आपका bank as well as आपका supervisor. ठीक है, so supervisor, ठीक है, supervisor should review and evaluate bank internal capital adequacy assessments and strategies as well as their ability to maintain and ensure their compliance with regulatory capital ratios. Supervisors should take appropriate supervisory action if they are not satisfied with the result. So principle 1 which belongs to bank, principle 2 which belongs to supervisor. Next principle belongs to both, I guess. There is one principle. Supervisor should expect bank to operate above the minimum regulatory capital ratios and should have the ability to require bank to hold capital in excess of the minimum. This belongs to both. So supervisor as well as your aapka bank. The fourth one again supervisor. Okay. Supervisor should seek to intervene at early stage to prevent bank capital from falling below minimum level requirements to support the risk characteristics of the particular bank and should require rapid remedial action of if capital is not maintained or restored. ठीक है, तो this is the final stage आपका जहाँ पे supervisor they'll or the market regulators or the banking regulators, in case of India it is RBI, so they'll take their actions against that particular one. ठीक है, so these are the 4 principles. So Basel committee has also laid down the following 4 key principle regard to supervisory review process under pillar 2. So principle 1, principle 2, principle 3 and principle 4. Bank should have a process for assessing overall capital adequacy in relation to their risk profile. Okay. Supervisor should review and evaluate the bank internal capital adequacy assessment and strategies. Supervisors should expect bank to operate above the minimum regulatory requirement like CRAR of 9% or CCB of 2.5%, or they are maintaining overall 11.5% buffers or more than that also. Okay. Even the other tools like LCR, NSFR greater than equal to 100%, or the others one, leverage ratio more than 3%. Okay. So these were the requirements as per the Basel 1, pillar 1. तो pillar 2 के अंदर आपका कहीं ना कहीं कि like they all are interlinked. Pillar 1 के अंदर हमने बोला कि you have to maintain these things. Pillar 2 के अंदर आपका आप उसको मेंटेन कर रहे हो या नहीं कर रहे हो, that we are generally making sure. ठीक है. And अगर नहीं कर रहे हो, so supervisor will take when it is suggested to supervisor, they should take early remedial actions so we can prevent that particular bank or the interest of depositor also, right? Supervisor should seek to intervene at early stage to prevent capital from falling below the minimum levels. जैसे जिसके लिए आपका RBI come up with the PCA guidelines. I hope you remember those particular one. Prompt corrective actions. अब तो अभी किसी पे है नहीं, but earlier they were also part of this particular one. That is something, an action which is taken by the supervisor to protect their banks, those who are below the minimum levels and all. So that is the one. So these are the 4 principles. Very very important one. Please do remember these one. ठीक है. तो I'll give 2 star to this one. ठीक है. So आपको ये help करेगा आने वाले समय में. Next one guys. Which of the following is not one of the guiding principle for bank pillar 3 disclosure as per the Basel committee? ठीक है. So disclosure should be clear, meaningful, confidential नहीं है, meaningful, आपका comparable. ठीक है. So there are 5 guiding principle toward the disclosure norms or the principle 3. 5 guiding principles for the pillar 3 include the disclosure should be clear, comprehensive, meaningful, consistency over the time, and comparability. So confidentiality is not part of this particular one. Again, this is very very important one guys. Please do remember these. बहुत सारे पूछे जाते हैं इनका सेटअप का. So principle 1. So Basel Committee on Banking Supervision has agreed upon the following 5 guiding principle on the principle 3 pillar 3 disclosure. Disclosure should be clear, comprehensive, meaningful to users, and it should be consistent over the time, and comparable across banks. So these are the 5 guiding principles regarding the disclosures. Okay? Next one. A bank is calculating a liquidity coverage ratio LCR if it has 2000 crore rupees high quality liquid asset and projected cash outflow is 1500 crores over next 30 calendar days. So what is LCR? क्या होगा इसका LCR आपका? ठीक है. So if you calculate this particular one, what will be LCR? 133. ठीक है. So 133% आपका परसेंटेज में पूछा गया. ठीक है. So how we calculate LCR? So LCR is equal to high quality liquid asset divided by net cash outflow. ठीक है. Net cash outflow in 30 calendar days. ठीक है. So in 30 calendar days. So this is the formula. ठीक है. So अगर आप इसको देखते हैं 2000 divided by 1.5,000. ठीक है. into 100 percentage में, so it will come 133 percentage. ठीक है. So 133% आपका, that will be right answer for this. That means this bank is at good side. ठीक है. तो अगर हमें जजमेंट लेने के लिए बोलता है कि as per the regulatory requirements that bank is maintaining right capital LCR or not, ठीक है, तो it is right, it is yes. ठीक है. क्यों yes है आपका? ठीक है. So bank, it is like जो हमारा LCR है, it should be greater than equal to 100% as per the regulatory requirement, and this bank is maintaining 133%. That means it is good. ठीक है. तो कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. ठीक है. So Basel 3 mandate a minimum LCR of 100%, meaning bank must hold sufficient HQLA to cover 30 days of outflow. Since 130% 33 above this requirement, the bank is in a strong liquidity position. तो ऐसे कई बार ना वो जजमेंट के लिए आपको क्वेश्चंस भी दे देगा, so where you have to apply these particular one. All right guys, next one. A bank calculate its risk weight asset under Basel III if it has following asset, what is the total risk weight asset? तो total risk weight asset हम लोग कैसे निकालते हैं आपका, ठीक है. So it is basically आपका अगर हम लोग risk weight asset की बात करें, so ये तो बहुत ही आसान क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है. वैसे आपका टीयर 1 प्लस टीयर 2 डिवाइड बाय आपका रिस्क वेट ऐसे, ठीक है, टोटल आपका निकल के आ जाएगा. बट दिस क्वेश्चन आपका कैश रिजर्व है 1000 करोड़, रिस्क वेट इज 0, तो इसका 0 रहेगा, ठीक है. एंड गवर्नमेंट सिक्योरिटीज अगेन आपका रिस्क वेट इज 0, ठीक है, सो अगेन इट विल बी 0. कॉर्पोरेट लोन्स आपका 3000 करोड़, ठीक है, रिस्क वेट इज 100%, दैट मीन्स इट इज 3000 करोड़, ठीक है. And mortgage loan 4000 crore, risk weight is 50%, that means 50% of 4000 crore is आपका 2000 crore, ठीक है. तो टोटल कितना हो गया आपका 5000 crore. So bank need to maintain risk weight आपका इसका जो risk weight asset है that is how much 5000 crore, ठीक है. और इसका आपका CAR अगर आप कर देंगे तो ये that is the capital that they need to additionally maintain, ठीक है. So 5000 crore means option B will be right answer for this particular question. We are going to practice these type of question, ठीक है. Actually there was no intention to keep these question for today's session, but ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं, थोड़ा सा प्रैक्टिस कर ले. ऐसे मतलब ऐसे टाइप आपको देखने के लिए मिलेगा, ठीक है. और वो like they'll start from the tier 1 to आपका sorry पिलर 1 to पिलर 3 आपका केस अगर हम लोग फुल लेंथ को आपका बना करके चलते हैं, ठीक है. So this is it. So this is our very first set of practice based on your capital adequacy and Basel norms. I'll come up with one more set of questions because see, I want to cover each and everything which is given in your book. So जिससे मतलब कोई ऐसा chance ना हो, ठीक है. See, marks wise, all the 4 module have equal weightage. Though we have discussed these particular one in past also with in our module B itself, ठीक है. बट ये थोड़ा सा ना एक ऐसी चीज है जो प्रैक्टिस से जितना ज्यादा आप ऐड करेंगे उतना ज्यादा हमें हेल्प करने वाला है, ठीक है. सो आई होप यू फाउंड दिस पर्टिकुलर सेशन यूजफुल and I'll be uploading all these particular PDF in our application free section, so you can download from that particular one, okay. And if you need any other help, so you can join this Telegram group and you can connect me, or you can just directly message me if you want to talk. We like I'll give you the timing, or you can text. I'll share my number, so we will also talk around like whatever issues you are facing. All right, तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. I hope you found this particular session useful. Now I'll see you tomorrow with the part 2 of this particular one, and we will be discussing another set of question or the remaining content from this particular unit, as well as some mixed questions, so we can enhance our kind of understanding toward this particular topic. All right guys, तो आज के लिए इतना ही करते हैं. This is it. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you for watching this session. Bye bye. Take care all. Have a nice day. Thank you.